like a lateral role. I mean, a lateral move. And they have a policy. So when she was talking to me, she was like, she was a little confused at first. And I was like, "What's your confusion?" She was like, "Can you tell me why you'd be like, what makes you want this job?" And I basically hit her with the Odell, with the Jimmy Butler. I have lost my joy. I am not having.
No,
I am
no,
not.
you didn't say that. No.
I mean, well, that was towards the back end. That's the general tone. But like,
Okay,
I was
okay,
basically like, I've been here X amount of years, this
gotcha. Okay,
experience. I've been interviewing this way, this way, this way. And they're saying I don't have the experience, but I have plenty of experience. It's just the current experience that I'm having. I don't think it's really getting valued. Team isn't XYZ, not really helping. And I think a lateral move will be able to showcase I can really do this work and help me, yada, yada, yada. And then towards the back of that, I was like, and if I'm being really frank with you, I've lost my joy. I'm not having fun no more. You got to keep it professional up front. Here's the thing that I'm starting to realize. You got to start playing some empathy games. Like you got to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just got to, because what I'm realizing is if everyone gives the same answers, you got to start giving folk reason why to funnel your name when they're shaking it through the little filter. And if you got a story or something,
so what'd she say when you said that?
she completely understood. And she was like, basically she was asking because how do I put this? Let's this role in sports terms. Let's say this role is like wide receiver 4 technically in the system, but I'm at my point in my career, I am a wide receiver 3. So she
I
was
got you.
asking, "Are you like? Do you know understand that this is a wide receiver 4 role?" And I was like, honestly, I don't care. I don't care. And then the next thing I said, well, if I go, like, are you guys gonna uh, match my salary? Like, if I go from a wide receiver 4 to wide receiver 3 to a wide receiver 4, are you guys gonna give me wide receiver 4 money, or can I keep my wide receiver 3 money? She was like, there is a policy that we can't ask you, like, once you're at a number,
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
you
that's
can't
pretty
go below.
universal. We can't ask you to take a pay cut. Yeah.
Yeah, and this would have been about a 20,000 $20,000 pay cut on the low end. So then she was like, "All right, well, what do you like? If you don't have to give me exact numbers, but where are you at now, so I can understand where you are within the range?" And basically, even makes even more reason why I should be a wide receiver too. What I'm about to say, she gave the range. How far off do you think I am from the top of this range?
$5,000.
Less than,
So
less
you're
than.
already at the ceiling.
I'm at yeah, I'm
In that role, you would be at the ceiling pay band wise.
yeah, basically the next time, let's just say the next time, um, well, at the end of the season when the league does, when the league does like good merit awards,
Mm-hmm.
and they just give you a little bonus or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Every team does the bonus. When the team does the bonuses, my bonus would put me at the at the max of the range. Which then on the phone in my head, I was like, "Yo, this makes even." I was honestly like, two things I said in my head. This makes a lot of sense for me because one, I can let's say I get this role as I get the job as wide receiver 4. I could maybe negotiate, go in there and ask for 1 or 2,000 more, not even just for hey, new job, right? Merit puts me at the top. Once you get to the top, they're going to start looking at what you do, assuming I
Oh
do
yeah.
the role well. Assuming I do the role well, which I think I will. It's going to start. If you're at the top of that range, they're going to start looking at what you do, your production, and you know what they're going to say. If we're already paying you this money and you're at the top of the field for that position, we should just go ahead and find a way to bump you, so that way we could actually end up saving money if we move you and maybe put you at the middle or bottom half of the next pay bump,
Mm-hmm.
because then what we could do is then backfill you with someone on the
Lower end.
middle of the lower of that of what you're making.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on the phone saying, "Nah, I got to go for this because this is I see the vision for either that or I'm going to let's just say I think it's a win-win for me because let's say the promotion to wide receiver 2 or whatever doesn't come immediately. Well, the team does yearly bonuses. So I was just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Assuming I do my job well, you should just continue to be at the top of your range consistently, and they're just going to keep. They're just going to keep giving you more until eventually they just have to find a way to.
Hopefully, that's how it's supposed to work.
Right? Does that think it makes sense? Like you work in human relations for teams. Like, how does that work?
So if someone's at the max, like at the top of a pay band, your thought on like on my side of the house is, one, is that person going to be happy because the annual raise won't hit as well because you're already at the top of the pay band. So, and I don't know how your organization is structured. Most of the time, it's not changing a position or a role from
It's the title and the
yeah,
grade and the grade.
right. So it would be more so.
If we take you from a wide receiver,
right?
if your role is and mind you, I also say this. She also like the person was also saying, what I want to do is go to the team and ask them if this is the person, would they be okay with basically keeping you as a wide receiver 3 and just having 2 wide receiver 3s on the team.
Right. That was the next thing. Or if you get to the point where you're ready to be a wide receiver 2, and there's not room for another wide receiver 2, then what?
And they look for.
Would you be happy with wide receiver 3 money doing wide receiver 2 work? Probably not. And then we get into a discussion of equity. And I don't know how your organization treats equity. I feel like they enjoy equity when it benefits the organization, and they do not enjoy equity when it means true equity, in my experience. Like an organization, equity as a way to deny you money. But then when someone's like, I've been here for 20 years, why is someone who's only been here for 5 years making more money than me? That's not equitable. They don't know what you're talking about.
Hendrix. So here's my thinking. I think this role makes a ton of sense, and I think it's a win-win for me. I just gotta be okay with maybe, But here's the thing: if I get it, their goal is probably going to be to just make me a wide receiver 3, just have 2 wide receiver 3s on the team. Which
for them, it wouldn't be smart to give you a role at the top of the range without a plan in mind.
Mm-hmm. And then the plan then would be. I think the plan then would be if we hire him as a wide receiver 3, if in 3 to 6 months this guy's clearly a wide receiver 2, we should be growing enough as a team, as on this particular team, that there has to be a team out here that at least needs a wide receiver 2, and we can maybe just make a trade and see if we can get something back for him.
Yeah, ideally. Or at the very least, you'd have to be comfortable being at wide receiver 3 for a year and revisiting.
But if you're at the top of the pay range as a wide receiver 3,
I mean, they shouldn't bring you on as a wide receiver 3, knowing you're pushing for a wide receiver 2 very soon without having a plan. That's just irresponsible. And if you get to that part, I would ask that question. What does growth look like?
Here's the thing. Let's just say I have chatted a good amount with players, with the coaching staff, and me and the coaching staff are pretty familiar. I've had a good lunch with the head coach, some of the offensive and defensive coordinators. I've had some good talkings with the offensive coordinator, and me are pretty good friends, and he's been pushing for me. He's pushing for me hard. The general manager is also the general manager is like acting head coach as well. So they're also trying to fill a new head coaching role, which might open up a coordinator position, which is why I think if I get on this team, there is a path to me becoming a
coordinator or okay. That's what I mean by what does growth look like? What's the plan?
Because they're hiring for the head coach actively.
Yeah. See, it would be irresponsible if there wasn't some sort of succession plan.
So,
like, I would never hire someone at the top of a pay band without having an idea of what's next for them. Because you're going to get bored at that pay band. Like you're going to be looking for a raise in a year. So a year from now, we're going to be in a position where this person's disgruntled because they're at the top of the pay band, and I ain't got no plan for them.
Let me ask you something. One interesting thing that happened. So initially, I thought this was going to be a Zoom call because my last interview, similar with the initial person, was a Zoom call. And so I was waiting on the Zoom link. And then I messaged the person, was like, hey, notice there isn't going to be a Zoom link. And she was like, hey, I just noticed there's no phone number on your resume. Can you provide me your phone number? I give you a call. So after I had sent the note about the Zoom link, she replied in a thread and was like, I'm so curious. No. Here's what she did. We got on the phone and I apologized for not reading the email because she had it in the email that she was going to call me, but I thought she meant Zoom call.
Right. Because there's a Zoom link.
Yeah. And so after I say I'm sorry, my bad, she says, what made you think this would be a video Zoom call? And I was like, well, the last interview that I had of this very same type was a Zoom call. And I explained it a little bit. Here's the thing. She says, normally it's actually not best practice for us to do the initial one via video call. We're only supposed to do, we're typically supposed to do phone calls. And she was like, normally the people, she was like, they've been telling a lot of people that in the training, but maybe the person that you were chatting with was a EW, a contract worker. And I thought about it, and I was like, maybe she could be. But you know where my mind has to go.
I was going to say,
maybe
Go ahead.
And maybe the hiring director maybe told her or asked her to do something like, can we look for people who are real, maybe outdoor runners or something like that, who maybe look like real outdoor runners or something like that.
That's crazy if true.
There's a way you could say that.
Yeah, I'm sure I can think of it if I had a couple minutes.
That really fits the outdoor running culture.
Yeah. Find an authentic outdoor runner. That's crazy. Because I used to love when I used to interview people, I would always do a Zoom call for the first interview. You got to get a feel for someone, even if it's still screen. You got to get a feel for them. I got to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 220 of the Speak On It podcast. You already know when you see this very, very fresh Nas fade, it can only be one brother, the good brother, Los D Mix, joined every Tuesday evening by the smoothest bald head on the East Coast, Mr. Danny Ocean. How we doing?
Exhausted. I'm tired. My wife suggested that I start working out in the morning because I was running out of time in the afternoon after work. So this is my first morning. I got up at 5 this morning and did chest and back. I had a lot of energy this morning, and then at 2 o'clock, I just fell off a cliff.
So it's funny. Yesterday I worked out during lunchtime, and then this morning I went on campus to hoop during the 6:30 a.m. runs, and was playing defense today. A dude was kind of driving, hitting it like a little Euro step, and I think we banged knees. Not we knocked knees, but hit my non-repaired knee. Boy, let me tell you something. I definitely think I got a bone bruise. My knee's a little tender right now. The bones. Now I be knowing what them players be feeling, because yikes.
Yeah, man. I was up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I miss
it. Listen, it's fun. It's just that early morning thing, man.
I might go back to the Y just to do that. You feel like
don't get up in there and get embarrassed,
right? I've never been embarrassed in my life.
You're right.
Never.
I feel like if you and Bam go hit the Y or something, I feel like they might be calling for you. They might be calling for you on the defensive end. They might be calling ISO when they see you playing defense.
Oh, maybe, but I doubt it. They'd be calling ice on him, not me.
Really? Is he uncoordinated?
He's very coordinated. So I saw Bam this weekend for Easter and his grandmother's birthday. Was racing kids, and he was beating the kids.
That's
Bam
what he's
was
supposed to do.
300 pounds. He was racing. No. I'm not talking about like a 5-year-old. I'm talking about like an 11-year-old who was an athlete. He was like, "Oh yeah, I can beat you in a race." And Bam was like, "Well, shit, line up." And they raced twice, and Bam beat him both times. That boy didn't talk the rest of the day.
Hey,
he was so embarrassed.
We do come
shit the rest of the day.
We do come from the school of not letting kids win for free in games
at all. Like when I tell you, like I was the finish line, I had my hand out, and like Bam got it first, and I looked and I was like, "Yeah, man, he got you again." Like I was holding like his Easter eggs for him, like so defeated. And it was his birthday. Like he was questioning everything Sunday after Bam beat him in those 2 races.
You got to question God. You got to question God at that point. Like, what's going on here?
Like, what's going on,
man? Yeah, but it was a bone bruise. That thing
340. Like Bam is a very big man, and he got out the blocks and was moving.
Maybe that's why he be making
Put
the
his
trades.
Ass in combo.
When do you think Bam is gonna eventually start keeping his first round picks or picks in general?
Now I tried to make a trade for him, a trade with him this weekend, and he was like, "No." Like, damn. I tried to sweet talk him and everything, didn't work. So I
still feel good. Let me tell you something. We can start out with fantasy. I can tell you right now, the Horn Ducks are feeling really good about 104. We're not taking any offers. We feel pretty confident in the players that we're going to take. We know that Jeremiah Love will go 1. Fernando Mendoza will probably go 2. And then either Carnell Tate or Malachi Lemon will go 3. And then
or Jordan Tyson,
whichever,
or Kenyon Sadiq. We don't know yet.
Listen, anyone can go at 103, and then at 104, the Las Vegas Horn Ducks. We have our eye on one player in particular that we hope is there at 104. But if not, there's so many good players. I can tell you guys right now,
you can trade up if you want a modest trade up
to move up
to make sure you get your guy to move up a slot.
Only way I'm moving up is 103 for 104. If not, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, moving up because I have 2 and 3. I'm talking about if you want to ensure that you get your guy at 103.
And I'm telling you, because I looked at your team and saw your needs, the only way I'm doing it is 104 for 103 or 104 for 102 straight up. Either way, it don't matter to me because my guys, I have many guys that's going to be there at 104.
I'm trying to help you out. Like I know you have one guy in mind, and if you want to ensure his spot,
you don't know who I have in mind. You don't know who I have in mind.
Even if you want Fernando Mendoza, a trade up to 102 for a 3rd round pick down the line.
I'll give the people a little insight. Me and my coaching staff, we've been very excited about Fernando Mendoza and the ability and the thought process of pairing him with Josh Allen. So we are personally hoping that you go 2 wide receivers because Fernando Mendoza, the ability for him to sit behind Jared Goff and sit behind Jared Goff, Bo Nix, and Josh Allen on his way to becoming a consistent rotational piece. It's something that we're very interested in, and I hope that we have the opportunity to draft.
Let me tell you something right now to you and your coaching staff. That motherfucker not gonna be there. I'm gonna tell you and your coaching staff and your front office from the Harry Chestnut. Yeah, he ain't want Fernando Mendoza.
Well,
you're gonna have to go get him.
We'll see, brother.
Because he not gonna be there at 104.
Well, listen. We have plenty of people we will happily take there at 104, but I feel very confident that our guy will be there.
Hello, Kyle.
I feel very confident in that.
We are very interested in your rookie spreadsheet.
How do you feel about are you completely off of wide receivers from Ohio State after you just sold Marvin Harrison for a bag of bricks?
Hell no. Hell no. Just because I had one bad experience, because I drafted Emeka Egbuka last year, and buddy, he is going to lead my team to the promised land. I am a few pieces away from having a championship roster. And if Zach Charbonnet come back healthy, buddy, pack it up. Rojo.
Carnell Tate, I'm looking at you right in the camera, brother. Carnell Tate, listen. Let's just say they do go Fernando Mendoza and Malachi Lamone. Carnell Tate, let me tell you something. There's a home for you right there, right here with the Las Vegas Horned Ducks that are going to be. We have a place for you. We have a role for you. Our wide receivers coach has been very excited at the possibility of bringing them into this room with Malik Neighbors, with Mike Evans, Jacoby Myers, and a few other guys, and seeing what we can do from that position. So I'm excited.
If you want to ensure that he is on your roster, because my coaching staff is very excited about Carnell Tate too. They're very excited to team up with his old Ohio State teammate, and they're even more excited to pair Jeremiah Smith next year, and we can just recreate the entire wide receiver room.
I don't believe you.
All right, it's gonna be the fastest. How much time do we have between picks?
Like 10 minutes.
It's gonna be Carnell Tate It's gonna be back to back.
I don't believe you.
Okay,
we're gonna see.
If you want to ensure that Fernando or Tate are on your roster, come talk to me. I like you. I'm not gonna pull a Greg.
I already told you the only deals I'm making.
I'll give you a fair deal.
No, the only fair deals is the one I just said.
You think I'm playing? I'm not gonna swap to swap.
Well, it don't make no sense for me to swap because listen.
Lord, I done sat here and opened up Kyle's spreadsheet in my work email. Kyle, I'm sorry.
Bam offered me Michael Wilson for Jared Goff. I believe I sent him an offer for something. Let me tell you this. Speaking of which, I sent here it was. I sent Bam. Let me get your thoughts on this. A trade in our 10-team league, right? In the all money in. Michael Wilson for 204 and 307.
Mm-hmm. You offered Bam that for Michael Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
He said no.
Yeah. Then he came back. Then he came back and offered me Michael Wilson for Jared Goff, to which I will definitely say no.
No. Why doesn't he take the picks? He's saying, he said he wants picks or a quarterback. And the only way he's going to get what he really wants is to come off of Lamar Jackson.
I will definitely. I'll give up my second and my third for Michael Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand why Bam wouldn't want the picks, especially 204 and 307. Yeah, that was one I was confused with. And then in another league, I'm trying to get Mason Taylor, and I sent him he sent me an offer. He wanted Bashal Tootin.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to send me Mason Taylor 306 and 309. And I said, I'm not really trying to take on thirds. I thought you just wanted 208 because he previously sent me an offer for 208. So he said he's trying to trade his thirds. And then he was like, what about 211 instead of the third? Then I said, all right, 211 plus Mason Taylor for 208. He said no for Tootin. And I was like, okay, well, Tootin was my first round pick last year. It doesn't really make any sense for me to trade him away for a late second.
Yeah, especially now that he has more. I mean, we don't know what to do in the draft, but ETN is gone.
And then he said Taylor has top 12 upside. I said, so does Tootin, and he doesn't have to play with Geno. And he was like, yes, but only for 1 year QB in 2027 draft. Then I said, okay, but that doesn't guarantee they draft a QB or that the QB will be good. Tootin is for sure a top 12 running back next season. So he said there's no guarantee that. No, there's no way to guarantee that. And I said, oh, okay, guess we'll see.
It's funny, in our RSO league, I'm having a similar conversation with someone who keeps reaching out about trading.
Cam said, I mean, not Cam. Kyle says he understands why Bam would prefer the QB over 204 because he needs a QB. But why would I trade one of my two super flex starting QB spots, because Josh Allen's always QB1, so everyone's really fighting for, Bo Nix and Jared Goff are week to week based on matchup for my super flex spot. Why am I just going to trade that away for a wide receiver when I can draft a wide receiver at 104 and then keep my QB as well?
If Bam wants Goff, he's going to have to throw something else in there with Michael Wilson, like a second round next year.
Yeah, I don't understand. So
it can't be even. It's not going to be an even swap.
Yeah. It's not. So that's what the Horn Ducks are thinking. But again, the Horn Ducks really don't have to be extremely aggressive, because where we sit in the draft and the picks that we have, I mean, I think we're set up nice to really get some good players. 104, 204. I have 301 thanks to you, 304 and 307. The only thing I'm looking to trade is maybe if someone is interested in someone like Jordan Mason, Tajay Spears, Ramondre Stevenson, maybe at the right price, but I don't know. Jatavian Sanders, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't understand why. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was Bam, I would take that deal, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna press him for it. I'm not gonna press him at all for it. Brother, nobody wants Rashid Shaheed. What are we talking about, Danny? Now you have Mason Taylor. I do. What would you be looking to give up for Mason Taylor?
I'm not trading Mason Taylor. I have so much faith in him that I'd rather trade Dalton Kincaid than Mason Taylor.
You don't even start Mason Taylor.
I did in the beginning of the year when he went off, and then his quarterback was awful.
Nah, I don't know. Listen, I'm not trading. Yeah, brother.
Now, if you're interested in Dalton
the
Schultz,
trade for Dalton Kincaid, and to be honest with you, Dalton Schultz may not be. I don't know if the package I have for Dalton Kincaid is really all that.
What about Dalton Schultz?
Dalton Schultz is getting old, man. He's I'm
not going to ask a lot from Dalton Schultz. 304. Maybe a third next year as a starting point.
I don't know, boss man. You mean 302?
No, you don't have 302.
Oh, you're asking me what? Oh, for yeah. Okay, now I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's a tight end premium league. Because he's really worth 304. I mean 301, 304.
Man, yeah. I'd rather have Dalton Kincaid over
That's what you, because you want, don't you?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not even really thinking about that. If I can't get Mason Taylor, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Sinra says might be willing to move 108 and or 109 for the right price.
Another bite of the apple. Kyle, what are you looking for? What do you need, Kyle? Are you looking for picks later in the round? Is there a certain position you're looking for?
I mean, Theo Johnson's not terrible. Gunnar Helm will get better. Jatavian Sanders.
I could be interested, Kyle. Just tell me what you're looking for 108, 109.
108 and so
then I'd have 3 first-round picks.
I mean, look at his team. Look at his team. It'll tell you. I mean,
yeah, he has great tight ends. He doesn't need a tight end.
He might be looking for wide receiver help or running back help.
Quarterback. He really doesn't need a running.
Yeah, I think it's probably. Honestly, it's probably a running back because he was trying to trade for Davon Achane. Is it Achan? How does he say his name?
Yeah, so he said, I think it's Achan.
Yeah. So yeah, Kyle was asking if Omarion Hampton is available.
Oh no, he's untouchable. I guess that puts me out of the running for 108, 109, or moving the 26 first into 20. So he's saying a future pick next year.
Listen, I'm keeping.
Because I have 4 first-round picks next year. Cal, if there's a player at 108 or 109 that I'm intrigued in, I'd be open to giving up a first next year and maybe a little sweetener for your patience to jump up to grab a player that I may be interested in. 109. Hey, listen, there are a lot of people. He said he still wants Achan. There are a lot of people who are hard to do business.
I feel good about the deal that I got for Achan. So.
Yeah, you stole Achan from me. That might be the heist other than you getting Josh Allen.
Sounds to me like I'm just making good deals, and I see it. Where did I go to the school of?
Howie Roseman.
Howie Roseman.
I feel like Howie would be. I feel like Howie would be super proud.
Listen,
the way I got his roster.
Yeah. Last year I had 105 and took Quinshon Junkins. This year I have 104, and I think I might go with another Ohio State skill position player. I feel good.
It won't be Carnell Tate because he is going to be getting his Hairy Chest Mafia shirt.
So we'll see. So Danny, so Dalton Kincaid, what type of trade would you want for Dalton Kincaid?
Dalton Kincaid's top 15 tight end. That's his floor. And last year he was doing great. Then he got hurt last year. And I don't really have a replacement for him. Like, he is my young tight end of the future with Mason Taylor. But
what about Blake Corum?
Now we can. I need to think. I've been thinking about Blake Corum for a long time because he's been on my bench. Kyron Williams is clearly one. The only problem is he's like my true depth at running back, right? Because Joe Mixon's still a free agent. James Conner, don't know what he's going to look like. And then I don't know what Zach Charbonnet is going to look like. So I'm already thin at running back. So I might be a little hard pressed to give up on Blake Corum just yet. Now,
what about
a certain way, and I feel comfortable about a running back, we can revisit. Go ahead. I know.
What about? What about Jordan Mason 204 and 301 for Blake Corum and 203.
Say that again.
Hold on. Let me send it to you so that way you'll see it visually. ladies and gentlemen, here we're in our live trade segment right now. So right now I'm going to send Danny a deal, and I'm going to ask him to read it out loud to the people, and we'll see. Danny, here is the deal.
All right, what we got?
And if you can give me a second, I'll send you another deal to choose from. So then you have two of my best offers right here in front of you.
Are you sending the other one, or do I have to decline this one?
Yeah, I'm sending the other one. I'm sending the other one right now.
Okay.
And then you can read them. Then you can read them both out. Okay, let me try something. All right, Danny, I'm thinking about something. I'm thinking about it.
Okay. The first one you sent it's
hold on one second.
okay.
Because I want you to read them both out.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, yeah, I do like this one. Okay. Let's see. Let's see your thoughts.
Okay. Ooh. All right. So the first one is Blake Corum. I would be giving D Blake Corum in 203, and I would be getting Jordan Mason 204 and 301. Like that deal. The second one is D would get Blake Corum, a 2027 second, in 309. I would be receiving Ramondre Stevenson, 304, 204, and 307. So I'd be picking up 3 picks this year. I like that second one a lot, but the problem is I don't have enough roster spots. So if we push one of those picks into next year,
let me modify it. Let me modify this then. Let me modify it. Hold, people. I'm gonna have Danny read out something else. Okay. Danny, read that deal out to the people and let me.
Okay. So D would be getting Blake Corum, a 2027 second for me, and 203 from me. And he will get Ramondre Stevenson. I would get Ramondre Stevenson 204, 301, and then a 2027 third.
I'll tell you right now, you have a better, with Ramondre Stevenson, you have a better depth running back, and you are essentially moving back one spot but getting your 3rd round pick back and also a 3rd next year, and you also have 201.
Right. Just doing some math.
Kyle says, good offers, D. These seem pretty fair value-wise. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree. Like I said.
Let me tell you guys something. I feel like I'm a fair GM when it comes to offers.
That second one you offered, I like that one. So I'd be giving up my 2nd round pick next year because I only have 1 2nd round pick, but I got 4 first. I'd be giving you 203.
Say what?
I'm just reading it to myself, so that gives me 3 3rd round picks. And then.
And ladies and gentlemen, he thinks. He thinks. He thinks. Talk me through your thought process right here. Talk the people through. Talk me and Kyle through.
Yeah, so I'm definitely considering the 2nd offer with 204, 301, and mid-3rd next year. I only have 1 2nd round pick next year, but I'm not too concerned because I have 4 1st round picks. I have a lot of flexibility next year if I want it. My only thing is, excuse me, all those 3rd round picks again. I'm worried about roster spots.
I think
the
3rd one
extra pick for the.
I'm telling you, if the worry is roster spots, this 3rd option probably allows you a little bit more draft flexibility, and you get a better backup running back. That way, you don't inherit all these 3rd round picks, to which then you have to start dropping a ton of players.
Well, at the same time, I have the taxi squad at my disposal. So, like, I have 3 3rd round picks, sure. But yeah, that's the only hang up for me is that I'll have 102, 103. I'm giving you 203. So I have 201, 204, 301, 302, 309. So I'm adding 1 more pick. Yeah, that's 7 picks. And I only have 5 slots. So I'd have to drop 2 people.
So that 3rd team, that 3rd offer don't look too bad.
Yeah, and I'm saying the 3rd offer, I'm probably going to accept it, but I just have to do some roster. Like I got to do some finagling because right now I'm 2 slots over. Because I only have 5 slots right now. I have 2 open roster spots, 3 taxi squad spots, and I already have, I think, 6 picks. So I'd have to drop someone. Yeah, if I do the trade, I'll have 7 picks in this year's draft.
All right.
I have to drop.
Do you have like one player that could be considered like a salary dump? Like I'm willing to inherit in order to get this accepted live. I'm willing to inherit one person who is filling up a roster.
I'll make it work. I can use those 3rds to jump up as a sweetener. If there's a player, like if Kyle's at 108 and there's someone that I love,
this is the most recent option. This is the most recent trade, the 3rd one, the very last.
This is the most recent, the very last one. I'd give you.
And so go ahead, read it.
Yeah. So the last one you sent me. So you would get Blake Corum, a 2027 2nd and 203. I'd get Ramondre, 204, a 2027 3rd, and 301.
Which is his 301, by the way. This is his original 301. So he'd be getting his 3rd.
Yeah, this is my original 301. I'd be getting that back. So, like
So if you look at if the 2nd round picks are just essentially a swap, then it's really Blake Corum and 2027 second for Ramondre Stevenson, 301
in
and a third round
2/3.
pick.
Yeah, it's a fair trade. It's 100% a fair trade. Are you okay? I always ask this to Kyle before we make a trade. Are you okay with that trade before I hit yes?
This last trade I can deal with. I honestly, as I sent it through, I did feel really good that this is actually probably the best of the three.
Except the trade has been completed.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up. Let's give it up for a round of applause right there.
Let's give it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, when people say that both Danny and Los, the commissioner, don't do fair trades, I can point you to things like that where from the beginning, all we did was offer fair trade value. And
Here come Greg.
Here come the hate. Great trade. Done live on air. I think this is a really good trade. So here's the thing. Anytime you got to start looking at who says trades are bad, because that'll likely let you know this trade ain't that bad. So Danny, yes. I'm happy for you.
Yes.
You know, as Ramondre, he's been great for us, but it's great to see him have the opportunity to maybe get some more consistent burn. And yeah, I'm excited. 104, 203, 304, 307. And now we have Blake Corum. We have good young depth. So right now, I mean, we got Quinshawn, who should be healthy. Devon Achane as obviously RB1 right now. Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, and then Jacoby Myers, Jaden Higgins, and Jamison Williams right there at my 3 flexes. And then, we rotating in Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy. And right now, I like it. 104, 203, 304, 307. I still keep the, I feel good. I feel good. And next year, I got 3 second-round picks and no third-round picks. So I'm feeling good. Listen, I feel like right now, the Horn Ducks are setting themselves up very well.
And for my side, I feel like I got great depth at running back, especially at a position of need. I still have 4 first-round picks next year. Then I have 2/3, and I have ammo this year to move. I know I'm going to try to jump back in the first round if I can, or early second. Well, I am the early second round, but I have the ammunition to jump up if I see fit, if there's someone that I like.
I want them to tell me what's wrong with this trade. I think this is a good trade. Nothing. By the way, Bam, when Bam was asked what was wrong with that trade for Michael Wilson for 204 and 307, he said the 2026 draft doesn't do it for him. But does he even have picks in 2027?
Who, Bam?
Yeah.
I think that's when his picks start to.
Yeah, he only has his first round pick next year. So Bam says he has no picks in the shit draft. I bet you with Bam's picks, each of them will turn into a pretty decent player because Bam would have had 3rd. So I have his 2nd round pick now. Someone out there has 303, and then you have his 1st round pick. I bet you all 3 of those players would have been good players for Bam's team. Especially 103. That could have been the quarterback for the future had he had his pick. But it's a shit draft. Bam, I'll tell you what, brother. If you want Jared Goff, it's going to cost you Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Tyrone Tracy, Michael Wilson, T. Higgins, TJ Hawkinson, Cooper. I'll tell you what, Bam. I'll fucking tell you what. Right here, live on air. One-time offer right here, live on air. Jared Goff for T. Higgins, straight up.
He not trading T. Higgins. So this weekend I offered Christian Watson in a 2nd round pick for T. Higgins, And he was like, no.
Right now, he has AJ Barner at wide at his superflex. Bam, I'll give you Jared Goff for T. Higgins straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Is that a bad deal? I don't think that's a bad deal. You let me know, Bam. Straight up, I will do. Send it to me, Bam. If you're down with that deal, I will accept it live on air. Jared Goff for T. Higgins. That's the only way that you getting Jared Goff if you're not trading Lamar Jackson and you don't want any picks this year. I'd come off Jared Goff for that. Kyle, what do you think about that deal? Danny, what do you think about that deal?
I think he should. I don't know. That's a tough one. Yeah, why haven't you guys? What happened?
Let's put it in. Let's put it in. Keep trade clip.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I'm doing it right now.
And I will do it as well. So we can put it on the screen.
It's not that bad.
See, here's the thing. Now he says T. Higgins not leaving. Brother, you offered me Michael Wilson for Jared Goff. Doesn't even equate apples to apples. Now, I'll tell you what. You do. Here's another one I'll do. Straight up. All right. What about this then? Michael Wilson in your first round pick next year for Jared Goff and a second round pick next year.
Still waiting for them to say what's a bad trade.
This brother has AJ Barner at the Superflex. He's not about to look at us. And Aaron Rodgers is maybe his second best option if he gets it, if he plays. So what are we talking about here? I'm offering you at least a good QB, and you're not willing to come off of good players. What are we doing here? Danny, Kyle, tell me something. What's wrong with that deal? Jared Goff in a second for Michael Wilson in a first. Brother, you need it in a Superflex league. Now, Danny, you tell me what's wrong with that one. Kyle says the last deal wasn't a bad one, but it's not a great either.
The one you and I just made?
Or
the T. Higgins for Jared Goff one.
Man, Bam, I'll tell you what. I'll give you Jared Goff and 2 second-round picks for next year for Michael Wilson and a first-round pick next year.
Hey, yo.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bam is saying these are terrible trades, by the way. Mind you, he sent me Michael Wilson for Jared Goff straight up, like that was a good trade. And Bam only has 3 picks in the next 2 years. He has none this year, 1 next year, and maybe 2 the year after. Like, here's my thing. Bam only has 3 draft. He only has 3 picks. So I'm trying to give him more picks, but he only has 3. So if we do player-to-player trade, I would essentially have to be taking on players because he doesn't have enough picks. Like, am I wrong in that thinking?
No.
Okay. So Kyle says he'd rather give up the wide receiver straight up. Okay, I'm not opposed to getting Michael Wilson straight up, but Michael Wilson for Jared Goff just don't make sense. Michael Wilson for Bo Nix doesn't even equate if you look at points over time. Michael Wilson for Jared Goff, are you shitting me? I mean, Michael Wilson for Josh Allen, are you fucking shitting me? So I'm kind of, where do negotiations begin with Bam when he don't have picks to trade and he don't want to trade players that you could trade for straight up and feel okay about?
Like I said, the only way Bam gets out of this is if he trades. Like, that's the only way you start to recoup everything that you've lost is trading Lamar.
I don't understand it. Things I also don't understand. Why don't the Giants want to pay Dexter Lawrence?
Because they're the Giants.
It's funny.
The
Everyone says something about that team in
funniest story
DC.
on the planet.
Everyone says a lot of things about that team in DC, and they don't like how paying people. And same thing about that team in Dallas and their inability to pay people. But the Giants have kind of like a history of not wanting to pay some of their best players. I mean, that's how Saquon became an Eagle.
That's exactly how Saquon became an Eagle.
So,
Bam.
Talk
no,
to me.
it's what I was going to say. Bam. I'll do this one live on air. I'll give you. Nah, never mind. Keep talking. I changed my mind. You were saying how the Giants don't pay people. That's how.
I'll do Michael Wilson and AJ Barner. I'll do Michael Wilson and AJ Barner for Jared Goff. I might actually do that deal. Anyway, do you think the Giants and Dexter Lawrence get a deal done or no?
Hell no. Once your agent leaks that you want to be traded, that's usually the beginning of the end. Usually,
so Kyle says
there's really no coming back from it.
So Kyle says in regards to trading Jared Goff, Goff is a difficult player to value. He's productive but not elite, and he's not young. Part of why we didn't end up making a Goff trade because it's hard to find his true value. I agree, Kyle. Here's the thing with Bam though. Bam's other QB options, because he has no picks, are what was it? Anthony Richardson, Aaron Rodgers, and AJ Barner at the Superflex. So it would behoove Bam to take a chance at a swing QB like Jared Goff, because he would probably be better than your other two options, and he might be three steps above Anthony Richardson, a step and a half above Aaron Rodgers, but he's probably a step and a half below Lamar Jackson. And to Kyle's point, that is hard to value. Thing about Bam is, if Bam had maybe a couple second rounders or maybe a couple of third rounders, I think I'd be willing to do the deal if picks were involved. The problem is Bam has no picks. This draft barely has picks next draft. He only has one pick next draft, which is his first round pick. Cool. I agree. Bam should probably keep his first round pick. I probably wouldn't even feel good about trading for his first round pick, because Lord knows he needs it. So my thing is, I'm trying to get a wide receiver. The brother don't want to trade wide receivers, and he don't have no picks to trade. How do we make this deal, fella? What am I trading for? Air? Cash?
Bam.
I don't know.
I'll give you 102 and a 2027 first next year for Lamar Jackson.
You know what? All right. Do you see Jared Goff retiring in 3 years?
In 3 years? I can see that in 3 years. How old is he? He's the same age as Carson Wentz. That's Carson Wentz draft. He will win. Carson went 2. You see what Carson looked like. Now, granted,
Bam said he's not asking for it.
Is that directed at me, Bam, or D? Because I feel like 102 and 2027 first for Lamar Jackson to restart your franchise.
Brother, if he not trading Michael Wilson, he ain't trading Lamar.
The only way
Lamar is my job.
Retooling that roster is trading Lamar, your best asset. And if you want a QB, I'll give you 102. Tyler Shuck for Lamar. And
I think it's funny because I know Bam has probably gotten some hilarious offers from his standpoint, but everyone else is just looking at it like, buddy, you have no pick. Like you Like you have no picks, and you have good players, but not enough. And I don't know. I hope it works out for him.
It will. It's just gonna take a little time.
I can tell
He
you,
has
29,
some building blocks.
in 29, 30, and 31, I bet you he'll start keeping a lot of his picks because that's when a lot of the people that he don't want to trade now will probably begin to start retiring. To which that he then has to really start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Build to the draft.
Bam says I negotiate like I'm doing him a favor. No. I honestly want to make a deal with Bam that just makes sense for both sides. Like I'm not I would like to see Bam do okay in this league. It's just funny to me, like some of his arguing points, because like to me, from a GM standpoint, it doesn't make sense. I guess from an emotional standpoint, some of them make sense, but I think like a GM, I don't really think emotionally with some of these decisions. But I do want to see Bam have some success. Golf's only 31, and Kyle said he'd be surprised if he retires in 3 years. So we'll see. Captain Kirk, he's not retiring. He's in Oakland, not Oakland. He's in Vegas now with the Raiders. They're still expected to draft Mendoza at number 1. So thoughts on Kirk Cousins kind of mentoring Fernando Mendoza probably up until like week 5 or 6?
Same player. For me, it's this thing of Kirk Cousins going to these black teams. He was a Commander. Vikings ain't that black. When you think of DC, black people. Atlanta, black people. Vegas, the history, black people. And he is the most opposite. Never mind. But for Mendoza, Kirk know what time it is. He know the money he got. He know what time it is. Kirk Cochains know what time. Whatever you want to pay me. What was it? $45 million. Is that how much money he got?
He got something. Kirk Cousins, he's like up there in terms of total career earnings.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins, 5 years, $172 million with $11 million guaranteed and $34 million per year. Whatever, man. He living. Yeah, and I think they can get out of it next year. Kirk.
Yo, okay.
Good for Kirk.
Can we pause real quick on NFL stuff? I want to let y'all know. I want to say something. Y'all's man 45-47. He is. Yo, y'all really voted for this man again. Y'all really voted for the man. Y'all really voted for 45-47 again. I thought that tweet or whatever was a joke. He just went on there and was like, yo, Iran, y'all gonna open y'all shit? Or guess what? We're gonna come over there and open it for y'all. Praise be to the Most High Allah. I'm out this bitch. That's basically.
And then today threatened to kill an entire group of. Now he's backed off since. He said I'm gonna kill everybody. They really went to boot.
Now he has about an hour ago maybe said that he's had conversation with the prime ministers, and they requested that he hold off on the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran, and subject to the Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz. And he's going to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. He said the military has met objectives and far exceeded them, and he's looking forward to working for long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East.
Oh, but you know what? Thank God wokeness is dead. This is worth it. Jesus, man. The man paints his face orange on purpose. And people are like, that's leadership.
Y'all should pay attention to the stuff he be announcing that he be building. The library in Miami was the one I was like, yo, I just know. Here's the thing. I really, really, really be thinking a day in the office with him is very similar to Michael Scott. Like, I feel like the people around him probably just be like, yo, this guy is one decision away from just making a decision that impacts millions, and he could care less.
And he's out here looking for strawberry cake at the supermarket. Like, I just.
Oh man! Speaking of him, though, he did make an executive order on college athletics, basically saying, "Yo, y'all got to get the fuck out of school. Go get a job or go pro." I think it's like you get like what 5, maybe 6 years, and then you might have to like sit out after like the first time and stuff like that. Good. That's how you.
I think he said you get. He said you get one transfer and you got 5 years. He has no authority in college football. Like that's like
because here's the thing though, he writes that authority, and basically because that comes from the government, the NCAA is going to then follow the rules of the government, and what they're then going to do is allows then case by case for these people to sue the government. And I think what they're going to start doing, like if I'm the government, what I think Trump's going to work, well, not Trump, the people are going to work in cahoots with the government to basically start rejecting a lot of these cases. Which speaks to our next point in NCAA. Judges have been denying these cases. Trinidad Chambliss, your QB, your old ass QB from UVA. The judges went in there and was like, "Yo, dog, we're not doing this again. You're not doing this again." But you know why they're denying some of those cases? When people say it's outrageous, some of those cases be like they want a medical red shirt because they played in like 6 or 7 of the total games, but then they had an injury. Or like they had XYZ injury that they were rehabbing and they want some of that time back. So they're trying to just get themselves because you can't grant them like partial eligibility. They're just trying to get granted another year of eligibility. But NCAA is like, yo, we can't keep doing this. Like old asses, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so, LinkedIn.
We'll see it.
I'm not against it, but I understand. Like these kids trying to make this money. And who am I? Who am I?
Now, Akili said that that trade was terrible. Akili, can you please tell me and Danny why the trade we made involving Blake Corum draft picks and Ramondre Stevenson were bad? Can you do that?
Oh, I got finesse out of Blake Corum.
How?
That's what Akili said, that I got finesse.
Well, I want him to say it. Like, give us some reasoning. I don't believe it. I believe that was a really good trade for both of us, honestly. My problem is I have with the running backs, with the skill position players I need a little bit more younger depth because Devon Achane is my RB1 and whatchamacallit is my RB2. Quinshon Judkins. And then my flexes are good wide receivers in Jacoby Myers, Jameson Williams, and I forget who my last one was. So plus it's hard my thinking is Blake Corum's a better depth running back because Kyren Williams dominates so many touches. And I think Ramondre, with the value that I'm giving Danny with some of those draft picks, he probably would do more for Danny's team, and Blake Corum would be a better fit for what we're doing here. Danny agreed. I feel like it's a good trade. It's a good trade.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a good trade.
People who don't trade great in trades is annoying.
I mean, listen, I'll tell y'all right now. Executive order. Let me see one of y'all trade with Akili. Watch how fast it gets vetoed and swapped back immediately. If there's one person who ain't gonna be trading my fucking league anytime soon, it's Akili. I double dare y'all to trade with him. Double dare you. Y'all gonna see some MAGA, all right? That shit going good. It will listen. Zip right back. Nope. Try again. What? That's what you're gonna get. Rut-roll. Matumbo. No. Here's what's funny. Nobody, and Akili, I'm partially kidding. Here's what I'm not kidding about. Nobody trades with Greg. And you don't even have to, I don't even have to make an executive order on that. Like, nobody trades with Greg. Okay. And I'll let everyone know in this league, the commissioner loves the mix. I am always willing to trade. The trade has to make sense for both sides. Kyle, don't do it, brother. I like you. You're gonna put me in a weird position because I was halfway kidding. There is a part of me that will. All right, see, Bam. You don't even have. Oh, Bam was like, I'll give you Michael Wilson for a 2026 fourth. Bam, you should. Motherfucker, we don't even have 4th round picks. You motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a joke, D. Bam's making a joke.
While we're here, let's give some congratulations in order for UCLA and Michigan. They are champions of the Big Ten. National champions of basketball coming out of the Big Ten. Bam, I know you're pretty happy for Michigan Wolverines. A few years ago, we covered it. They won the Natty in football. This year, they won the Natty in basketball. I will say I did come in third in a group, and because I did pick Michigan to win it all in that particular group. Shout out to the Wolverines. They played a really good UConn team. UConn ran into a juggernaut, man. That Michigan team was just good. You can tell they got a lot of NBA players. I feel like in a few years we'll be looking back on that Michigan team saying, yeah, this team was just stacked. But in the meantime, that UConn team, hats off to you guys. I was just saying hats off to UConn for a great season. Great season. Dan Hurley continues to show while he is a character, he is definitely one of the 5 best basketball coaches in America. But Michigan was the clear better team. They had been the better team throughout a lot of the tournament. So shout out to Michigan for getting that monkey off their back very recently in both football and basketball. Enjoy it while you can, because I don't know how much the NIL is going to be able to change things, but with these executive orders, listen, the Big Ten, they're letting the SEC know we can hang. So Greg Sankey, commissioner of the SEC, I know you tight, brother.
You know what's funny about that? Thank you, Kyle. I did win the men's group, and D, you won the women's group, right? Who won the women's Speak on the Pod group? Was it you? I think you won the women's. I won the men.
Probably.
The only funny thing about the game last night, do you remember the interview? I think it was at halftime with Dan Hurley, and Tracy Wilson was like, this game's kind of ugly. And Hurley was like, yeah, that's the only way we're going to win. Never heard a coach be so honest in all my life. Like, dog, the only way we can win this motherfucker is if it's ugly. If Michigan gets clicking, we cooked.
Because here's the thing, watching the game, you could tell, if Michigan starts making any threes and they start getting a little offense going, this thing's going to get ugly fast. They were just a clear better team. So hats off to Michigan, hats off to Dusty May, great season. And man, the Big Ten's making some noise, man. They're letting it be known. They are one of them when it comes to Big Ten. Listen,
that UCLA victory might be the most shocking victory I think I've ever seen. Like, I did not think.
Listen, I'll let you finish.
I didn't think they'd run South Carolina off the floor like that. I didn't think South Carolina would be down 30.
All I'm gonna say is this: if I knew South Carolina was gonna get run over like that in the championship game, man, Don, I would apologize to Gino right there on the spot as soon as he said something.
No, fuck
we ain't even gotta go do the back and forth, make a big scene. Yo, my bad, boss. Now, granted, Gino was on some BS. That was corny.
Gino was on.
He definitely just sounded, honestly, he did not care about that. He did not care about that handshake. He was very tight at how the officials just were not calling anything for his team. And he kind of felt like, yeah, they kind of fucking us over, but they weren't making shots, which he saw. So I think it was a little frustration of my team decided to wait to the Final Four to play like some ass. Plus, we're not getting calls, but you can't really come out and say that because it's unsportsmanlike. So yeah, he gonna find some bullshit to talk about.
But here's the thing: UConn didn't shoot a lot of free throws all year anyway. Like, that's not going to the rim is not who they are.
They were.
I don't know what.
But they weren't getting. I can agree they weren't getting calls, but South Carolina was outplaying them. But they also weren't playing well. So it's a mixture of.
No, they weren't.
Y'all weren't playing well. Y'all weren't playing well. The refs weren't calling a lot. It just wasn't y'all's day. Here's the thing. maybe UConn would have had a better chance against UCLA than South Carolina would, but you got to beat South Carolina first to get there. The Huskies just didn't do it, and that's okay. Look, both men and women UConn will be right back. They're just too good a program. It's funny. You can look at UConn. UConn's definitely in there, maybe like top 5 or 6 basketball programs in the country in terms of blue bloods, but I would say they are probably number 1 or 2 when it comes to men's and women's true like basketball heaven. Like if you go to this school, this is a through and through basketball school on the men's and women's side. I think you can put UCLA in there. I think you can put UConn in there.
UNC.
Here's a random one. I want your thoughts on Tennessee.
Yes. Tennessee. I don't know. Tennessee football and the Tennessee Lady Vols right now.
I'm talking men's and women's basketball. So every school.
I don't know about Tennessee. I think Tennessee football, no matter what.
What about Texas?
Texas? Oh no, Texas football. UT Tech? No, Texas.
No, football. I'm only talking men's basketball, women's basketball.
Oh, I thought you were saying that they're bigger than like their basketball.
No, what I'm listing like UConn and UCLA and UNC. Men's and women's basketball team historically, like they're just good programs.
Oh yeah, and
that's why I said Tennessee because
I would say LSU too.
LSU is another good one. Texas, that's why I also said Texas because they usually keep a pretty competitive team on both ends. Yeah. I mean, Michigan's team this year was actually pretty good. Michigan basketball was good on the men's and women's side. The women were a 2 seed. It was just those 4 1 seeds where if you ran into any of those 4 1 seeds, it was a buzzsaw.
Yeah, I would say traditionally probably Maryland, maybe Notre Dame. Notre Dame. Especially
it's tough. Speaking of UNC though, Michael Malone, the new head coach.
The hell were they thinking? He getting $50 million. Coach.
I think they're going to have him focus solely on the basketball with a little help on recruiting, and they're going to bring someone in for the NIL stuff. But they need someone who knows how to coach.
To run, I feel like we're going to see that a lot more. Like NBA coaches going to college because now college is closer to the NBA.
And if you're like John Schneider, the coach at Duke, you can maybe bring in a more NBA friendly system that then help use your system as a way to get recruits that want to go to the NBA because you're playing an NBA system.
Shout out Cooper Flag. Thank you, John.
Speaking of the NBA and Cooper Flag, he scored almost 100 points over the weekend. Danny, this guy, he's making up the race in the Rookie of the Year. I think after this weekend, Cooper Flag is back to being the favorite, even though Knappel has been absolutely killing. So let me ask you something first, or actually a few things. Do you think he ends up stealing the Rookie of the Year from Knappel from Charlotte? And how do you feel about the state of where the Mavericks are going after the past weekend with Coop? We're at the end of the season now. What do you think? What are you thinking as you head into next year?
So I'll say Cooper Flag not stealing nothing. Cooper Flag been Rookie of the Year. Cooper Flag is top 5 in every single stat among all rookies. He ain't stealing shit from Knappel. He is the Rookie of the Year. And as for the state of the franchise, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Like Kyrie comes back next year. Derek Lively comes back next year. I feel like they'll probably trade Daniel Gafford. You might have another lottery pick coming in to pair with Coop. I'm excited, man. Like, I think if everything goes well this offseason, they're a year away from being a year away.
So 2 years away.
2 years away. Like next year, if they make the playoffs, it'd be shocking. Like this is year, like that Thunder rebuild. They had that really bad year. They were like the 6th seed, and then they were the 1 seed. Same trajectory.
I wonder when they did the year with Chris Paul in that rebuild. That was probably like 2021 ish. That was the year that's when they found out how to be pros, that team, or Shea at least. And then from there.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, Coop, dog.
Speaking of next year, about a week ago, maybe less than that, the Los Angeles Lakers went to OKC as the hottest team in the league by a landslide. Had me thinking we are on our way. We get this 3 seed and we avoid OKC and have Denver play them and hope the Nuggets can knock them off. Lakers on the way to the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, the Los Angeles played one game versus the Thunder and it broke the Lakers. And I don't mean that figuratively, literally. That game broke the Lakers. Luka, hamstring. Austin Reeves, oblique injury. They beat the shit out the Lakers. It won't funny. I only watched a quarter and a half of that game. Not even. I watched half a quarter of that game. They were down 20. They were down 20 by the end of the first quarter. It was nasty. Lets me know there are real levels. We are probably the third or fourth best team in the West, but that's saying something because the top two teams are clearly a step above. I don't know what it is about the 65 game rule, but I fucking hate it because that just cost Luka a lot of fucking money.
Yes, it did.
And it might cost Wemby a lot of money. He got hurt last night. Like this bullshit was going on. Say all I have to say. Do you think the Lakers can make it out the first round? Because I'm gonna let you know right now, I do not.
I don't think they can.
Without Luka and Austin Reeves, you're leaving that with 40-year-old LeBron. I know he's the greatest player of all time, but that's a tough ass. Even if we play the Rockets or the Timberwolves.
Agreed. Also, the 65 game rule was instilled to punish Joel Embiid, and now look.
It ain't even it's not even him who's being punished. Here's the funny part about that rule. Joel Embiid is basically coming out in the media, letting people know, yo, I would play basically every night if they let me. They won't let me play basketball.
And they shouldn't. To be very clear, the Sixers are correct.
Why? If he say he healthy and can play.
But that rule was installed for Joel.
No, here's the thing. But that's when he was trying to play through injuries. He says he's healthy now. But he healthy and playing now.
He healthy until he not. As someone who follows the Sixers, I feel like they got the right recipe. We're going to ride Tyrese Maxey and BJ.
Yeah, but if you keep babying him, he'll never toughen up. So, I don't know, man. It's basketball, man. They play goddamn sports.
He played with a broken bone in his face. He tough enough.
Yeah, well, and he's saying he can play now, so let him play. Speaking of letting him play, the Bulls let some things play out with the Jaden Ivey incident, which then resulted in Jaden Ivey getting released from the team. Then they went ahead and cleaned house with the GM and whatnot. People are thinking Billy Donovan may be next. Billy Donovan was considered a favorite for that UNC job. I don't know. Billy Donovan, he's widely respected around the league as a really good coach. I think the GM and whatnot will keep him, but who knows?
Yeah. I don't know why you would keep him around, to be frank. But
I think Billy Donovan, if he wanted to, could be an assistant coach somewhere in the NBA, but knowing the NBA.
Go to Unk University and help Mike Malone.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, as an assistant coach. That way they could have their guy just in case Michael Malone's a two-pack of ass. Danny, hit us with an ISO because staying in hoops, it was big on the WNBA side. I'm going to start by saying this, though. My Portland Fire, let's go. I've announced my fandom to the Portland Fire, and we here, baby. We here. Let's go, Portland Fire.
Let's start with the expansion draft. So the expansion draft was last week. I didn't realize it wasn't going to be televised. I thought it was like the league should have made this an event. It didn't. They just had a press release with the results of a few things that happened before the draft. Portland and Toronto made a trade with Chicago, and part of those trades were that those teams would not pay Scott players in the span. I would say on paper, Toronto's roster is a lot better and more ready to compete now. I would say Portland took more swings and went more international and upside. For Toronto, the fact that they got Sabally, Marina Mabrey, and Aaliyah Nye in the same draft, they get the 6th pick. Toronto won the coin toss, so they got the 2nd pick in the expansion draft, and they got the higher pick. This draft is essentially 5 players, 6 depending on if you count Raven Johnson as elite. Like there's a world where an elite player drops to Toronto, and like Lauren Betts could drop to Toronto. So
where does
on paper,
Portland pick in the actual draft?
Portland pick 7. Portland picked 7. So Toronto won, which gave Portland the first pick in the expansion draft. But man, I love that Toronto
Portland
team.
gonna be picking.
Say what?
They might.
I mean, there's still a chance.
Portland at
like
7,
if Raven Johnson fell to Portland, I would be okay with that. But there's a world where a game changer falls to Toronto. Portland took a lot. Like Nika Mule tore her knee her rookie year, and she tore her other knee 3 weeks ago. So she hasn't played a snap, but she's a UConn guard, right? Can't go wrong with the guard from UConn. So again, like she's going to redshirt this year, but that is a potential. Like you got Shook Sutton, she's a great vet. You got Haley Jones, she's bounced around, but she was a star at Stanford. You know, they went a little bit smaller. I like the Toronto. I feel like 3 years down the road, we look at that Portland team and be like, that was the vision.
Now talk to me about WNBA free agency that started off with a big trade.
Yeah, so Angel Reese got traded to Atlanta. You and I talked about this. Angel said some slick shit about the Sky back in September. She essentially went to a press conference and was like, yeah, we need to start to get more good players. I don't know. She didn't directly ask for a trade to my knowledge, but I don't know how clear you can ask for a trade. I asked for a trade by saying this team is ass. When they drafted her and Camila Cardozo, you and I both were on here like they do the same thing. It seems kind of redundant. And I think we both said they're going to have to pick one at some point. It looks like they picked Camila for Atlanta. Their front court is massive. You have Angel Reese and Brianna Jones. Brittany Griner is going to come off the bench for that team if she stays in Atlanta. That's how much depth they have in the front court. You got 3 guards who can get their own shot, which is what you need. When you have a player like Angel Reese, you can't have a stagnant offense. That's what happened in Chicago. So Jordan Canada, Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard can all get their own shot. And then you can just let Angel get rebounds and get her points. That way you don't have to run anything through her or for her. I think it's I appreciate that Atlanta, after being trash for so many years, the past 2 years, they've been a very serious organization. And they are trying to.
Let's go. I like Angel in Atlanta. I think Atlanta fits her as a city and as a team, so we'll see it. And then talk me through the next couple days.
Yeah, so yesterday and today, teams had to tag their core players. So core players in WNBA is the same thing as a franchise tag. So they have to core their player in the qualifying offers to make certain players restricted free agents. So Indiana cored Kelsey Mitchell, and then they made an offer sheet for another team, and then would have to match it. Coring Kelsey Mitchell, again, same thing like with Dallas and George Pickens. They had the opportunity to work out a long-term deal for Kelsey Mitchell. They're talking about the Supermax. I think the Supermax is $1.7 million. Asia's going to sign the same Supermax deal. Asia says she's not going anywhere. A lot of free agents have already said they're not going anywhere. So Sabrina, Brianna Stewart, and Jonquel Jones said they're not leaving New York. Asia says she's staying in Vegas. So a lot of the big name free agents have already said they're not going anywhere, but there's still a lot of talent. That's what's going to try to make a push.
Do you think like a team? Yeah, so I was going to say, do you think a team like a Portland, who maybe has a little bit more depth pieces, are probably going to be aggressive in trying to get like a dog to get that Supermax too?
Yeah, like if I'm Portland, yeah, so the WNBA Supermax is a little bit different in the qualifications, but I'm pretty sure if I'm Portland and I think she's a free agent, Sably's a free agent. She played at Oregon. She's used to the area. Like I'd go hard at Satu. Satu is the kind of person that I would go after if I were Portland. It just makes too much sense.
Because you could build around her.
Oh yeah, she's only 27. When she's healthy, she's one of the most versatile guards in the league. I mean, forwards. Like she's a point forward. See, I'm pretty sure she's a free agent. That whole Phoenix roster were free agents.
I like that.
She only signed.
I'm excited for my
like Portland.
I'm excited for my Fire. I'm excited for my Portland Fire. I'm excited for my backup team or my second team, which is the Sparks. I think they're going to be good too. I'm excited to see who they end up giving the. They don't have their first round pick because they traded it with Seattle for Kelsey Plum, right?
Yeah, I think so. No, Kelsey went from Vegas. Hold on.
I think.
I know Chicago went to Minnesota. Yeah, you're right. Damn, they would have had the third overall pick. But now Seattle.
I'm excited. The W is getting exciting. And I think it's a big time for women's sports. So shout out to the WNBA. We're here, man. We're a week away from WrestleMania. As we kind of start beginning to wrap the show up with a little wrestling talk. I think the biggest thing coming out of the week, Pat McAfee was the man that Randy Orton was on the phone with. Now, I watch Pat McAfee most mornings, mostly because they replaced SportsCenter with it. So because I want to hear him cuss, I usually watch it on YouTube so I can get updates. And the insiders that come on there, they give really good insights that I could see using if and when I get back into a little gambling action. So I enjoy Pat McAfee. It's not bad. Man, they got to be working and sell some tickets from last year to this year. And the more you start seeing some of these influencers and whatnot, CM Punk's hilarious. The more you start seeing some of these influencers, you can see that the writers are thinking, okay, how can we start venturing out in different audiences to bring people in? What I show speed, now you're bringing in like that streamer young kid audience, and then obviously with Pat McAfee, you're bringing in like the sports bros and whatnot in that audience. Obviously, Pat's been on the show, so a lot of people already know he works with the company very frequently. Man, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm intrigued to see how Pat McAfee plays a part in Cody versus Randy and what that looks like. What you think, Danny?
The only thing I got is CM Punk last night, man. That's how you start the show. It was real hard. If you're Roman, what can you say back to him? Like the crowd was chanting PC, and by the time Punk was done, they were chanting his name.
Well, I mean, he's CM Punk. I thought that was a really good. I think that was a really good promo, but it's the OTC, man. This Roman Reigns. Here's the thing about Roman Reigns.
He said
for a week, people gonna be making jokes and whatnot, but next week in whatever city that they in, as soon as you hear that dun dun, come on, bro. You know what you're doing, man. You go ahead, putting them motherfucking up. You gotta acknowledge.
You know what you're doing. You standing up. Like I stand up in my living room when Roman. I'm
on the couch. Because people don't believe me. I stand on the couch. Bam said MAGA D watching McAfee. I stand
up. That's my tribal chief.
That's my tribal chief. Right now.
That's I'm not even gonna highlight it.
Yeah. Before we get into the card, last thing, want to send a congratulations to Dennis Rodman, who's joining the WWE Hall of Fame. I don't know how, but this is a point for Michael Jordan in the GOAT debate. Don't ask me how, but this is a point
100%.
Against LeBron and the GOAT debate. LeBron, listen, the other way to fix it, LeBron, I believe next year WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia. Yo, if you thought they had trouble selling tickets to WrestleMania in fucking Las Vegas, oh buddy. Well, it's the Saudis, so they'll just, you know what I mean? It's a whole different country, but good luck.
They'll just buy the seats and force people to go.
Yeah. All right, so right now, WrestleMania card. Roman versus CM Punk, Cody versus Randy, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaikia versus Liv Morgan.
I wish that had more heat on it.
Yeah, me too. IC title, which is Penta, Rey Mysterio's, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Rusev. Dom Mysterio versus Finn Balor. Usos, because they lost.
The Demon.
Yeah, the Demon, maybe. Usos and LA Knight versus IShowSpeed, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul. Remember, this all started because IShowSpeed helped the Usos lose the title, and then he proceeded to accidentally help LA Knight last night lose a match. So that's how that happened. Got the women's fatal four-way for the tag team championship. So that's Nia Jax and Lash Legend, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, and damn, what's the last one? I'm forgetting who the last team is. It's gonna bother me. Then we got Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the IC title. We got Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar, who Oba he's getting up there in terms of pops in the crowd. And then you got, of course, Drew versus Jacob Fatu in an unsanctioned match. So cards, it's getting there. I think there's a lot of discussion about ticket prices and the inability to sell tickets. Hey, it's a Las Vegas, man, and we're in the middle of a war, and gas prices are going up, so you got to account for it. It sucks like that. Give me your top two matches. Give me your top two matches that you're looking forward to outside of CM Punk and Roman Reigns, which I think we both would say is easily our number one.
I'm really looking forward to this Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams, like 6 weeks. Not even. He's been on Sammy's ass for a very long time, Paul. I'm looking forward to that match. And then the second one, like I said, I wish it had more heat. But Jade and Rhea Ripley, I don't know what if it needs to be more personal. The BFAB edition doesn't make sense to me. Like Jade and Rhea should stand on their own. Like Jade reigns, but on the women's side. Like that's how much heat this should generate. They're two behemoths. Like let them go.
I think that energy is shifted into one of what I think is the two best matches in Stephanie Valkyrie and Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan was out there talking about people's moms and whatnot. They getting personal. That's where I think the personal on the women's side is, which that's one match I'm really looking excited to. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know when you get a fucking ladder match at WrestleMania, it is always a good time. When they do ladder matches for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, they are leaning into history. We're talking Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels. We're talking, I forgot what the next one was, but normally a lot of people go back to Razor Ramon,
the
Hardy Boys, and that's the one I'm thinking of. The TLC ladder, the TLC matches at WrestleMania, the tag team. I think it's going to be a really good match. And Penta, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, and Javon Evans is going to get bouncy. Rusev is going to be putting people through a lot of tables and a lot of ladders. And then JD McDonough. He's underrated, but JD McDonough is really good. Look out for JD McDonough to have a really great performance at WrestleMania. I'm not sure who's going to win. I'm pretty sure because of what they're trying to do in the Latin market, I think Penta's going to end up retaining. But I'm excited, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
We'll
pick winners and losers next week. But I'm excited. And this is going to be on ESPN, so I'm excited to see how they present on ESPN. John Cena is going to be the host. So WrestleMania is always a good fun time. So looking forward to it. All right,
always a good weekend.
Now, Bam, got another one. Bam, I'm willing, Bam. We can talk about this deal, Bam. We can talk about this deal. I'm willing to make a trade with you for Jared Goff. But, Bam, I want to just make sure I'm getting return on the value, man. That's all I want. I just want to make sure I'm getting return on the value. And I can tell you, this is a pretty hilarious roster. You guys watch the Masters? Hey, watch the Masters. Shout out to the 706. I'm very familiar with the 706. I went to high school in the 706. That is Augusta, Georgia. Shout out to all my Augusta folks out here, man. I think about y'all all the time. I love Augusta. I'm actually going back soon. But man, I love Augusta. Love of being out there. I can't wait to get back.
Come back.
I can't wait to get back. I know. I can't. It's funny. I called my mom because I was like, "Yo, I would love to see some of my high school championship banners." Because like when I won my state championships in track and college, they like took my. In high school, they like took my cleats that I won them in, and they had me sign like a baton, and they like displayed it in like the sports section of the like right outside the our high school gym. So I called my mom and I was like, I would love to go back like over almost 15 years later and kind of see like what it looks like. And my mom was like, so she was like, all right, let me call down. So she called down and she was basically like, because of how much the area has grown, because the rest of it has been growing. So because of how much the area has grown, what they're actually building is a bigger gym, like a more bigger arena like gym. So the high schools and the middle schools can play their basketball in this gym. And they've been basically for like the county, because there's like 5 or 6 schools in this. Actually, it's probably like a little bit more than that. There's probably like there's like five or six high schools in this county, in Columbia County. It's like 5 or 6 high schools. And so she was saying that basically a lot of the schools in the county are basically building gyms similar for like their subsequent middle schools and high schools, men's and women's, boys and girls, to play their games in. And so she was saying that they basically had to take down all the state championship banners, starting with mine, because I was the first ever state champion in my school's history across any sport. And since then, I think they've had like I know they've had like a couple of basketball state championships, and then maybe like a wrestling one. And then they have like, I think they had won like some ROT state championships before, or like some slam poetry ones, like maybe before I got there and stuff like that. But when it comes to like state championships and what people are thinking, they're usually thinking of like sports, respectfully speaking. I don't want to discredit those other teams before me. ROTC and whatnot that had won, but in terms of like sports state champion, I was the very first one in my school's history. So they took down all like the banners and stuff. And my mom was like, they're working, once they finish construction of the new one, they're going to like hang up all those banners in there and all that stuff. I'll have like a little display in this new little field house or whatever.
Oh shit!
So and then
Los T-Mix field house.
And then my mom was like, when this happens, they're going to invite like the people and athletes back, so like you guys can have like your moment in there. So I was like, all right, shit,
that's dope.
Let me know. Yeah, let me.
Shit, yeah, you have no problem getting your ego stroked.
Oh yeah, I come back. Hey, we're good. What it is, yo? What's up? I'm excited. Whenever that might be, I was like, yeah, Mom, just let me know. I will take time off, and that'll be one. Boy, that's one of them ones where when you take PTO, see, normally when I take PTO, I like to give out the bare minimum. I'm going here. I'm going to seeing the text party. That'll be one. Everybody gonna know why, and everybody gonna know why.
You gonna send them the Zoom link to watch it?
I know, because it's like for me in track, I can't get my jersey retired. So the only thing that can happen are these type of things, because I am a state champion, and I believe I still have the 1 and 200 meter high school records at my school. I mean, the record for the 1 and 200 at my school, which granted it's 21-2 and 10:45. So I believe in due time, especially with the way these high school kids are running, somebody should come and break that. But I also ran those. But I also ran those in 2014. It's 2026. So I do think someone's going to break it in due time. But man, but this is the only thing I could have is like this hanging of the banners, and then after that, like what I got. Unless here's the other thing that I hope, and this is a hope, and it might not come to like I'm old and maybe I have to donate some money. Where do you think I'm going? Getting the track named after me or getting the meet named after me?
You got to donate a lot of money for that. The Los D-Mix Field. I like Field House.
But if I get the track named after me, and it would make sense for the track to be named after me.
It would.
Or
that you're going to have to donate a lot of money.
Or a meet. My first name, the Darius Blank Classic, or the Darius Blank Grovetown High School Classic?
Yeah, I like that. I like that one.
How much money you think you got to donate for that?
Flirting. Definitely 6, probably flirting with 7.
Figures?
Yes.
Like 100,000? All right, you know what? Don't name nothing after me. Do it by the grace of God in your heart. You out your motherfucking mind. Get that name and right to somebody else. You kidding me? But their football. Here's the thing: like they ain't got no real names for some of these that are like naming rights. I don't know.
No.
We'll see. It's a great question. I'm gonna ask my mama next time on the phone with her. How much money do you think I'd have to donate to get my that track named after me? Because I can tell you, hey. Well, first off, I think all of this is a lucky flex, and thank the Lord I was blessed enough and worked hard enough to be able to get in this position. How much of a flex do you think it would be on people when you can say, "Yo, I have like a building named after me, like a field house named after me, a track named after me, a track meet named after me, yearly to the end of time"?
I can't imagine.
Unless you get canceled, then they got to name it something else.
Yeah, but we ain't talking about
Actually, maybe I don't want. Actually, maybe I don't want my name on some of these buildings.
Fair. I don't want anything named after me, but I wasn't great at anything, so it don't matter.
I don't know. Danny, let the people know when they can find you. Get up out of here, man.
You can find me, @speaker_pod on X, TikTok. You can email us. We not hard to find, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow me at LosDeemix. That's LOSDEEMIX. Just got word from that laundry, the people who I did that laundry DJ set for. They said they're editing. They just finished the episode before mine editing the footage. They're working on editing mine. So in the next week or two, the video link will be out. And then, see, this is how I know. Who?
We'll tweet it. I still have access. I still use our to post, so I'll
definitely put it out on like YouTube. They'll do like collab posts on YouTube. I thought what was funny in my marketing brain, I was like, yeah, I've been waiting to like post. I recorded the mix, so I was waiting to post that on like SoundCloud and stuff like that, and any marketing like that, because I wanted to wait till the video was out, because it would behoove me for the video. And then I just thought about it on my way home. I was like, I wonder if they could actually send me a link to the video footage as well when they finish, because maybe I could take that, cut it up, and I can post some clips like that on my social media. Listen, I gotta start. Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing. Here's the thing, and this last thing, a compliment, something I've been noticing, or something I've been told lately. A lot of people keep seeing me and asking me, when am I DJing again? Like, when's the next time I'm gonna be DJing a set, because they want to come by. Or the next thing they'll say is, when are you DJing again? Because I think if they'll be like, we'll be in a function, and they'll be like, if you were playing this, my G, this bitch would go up. I've gotten a lot of those in the last like month and change.
That might be the greatest compliment one can get.
I know. I just be there like, yo, I don't want to. Just know, y'all. If you really be listening to what DJs be doing, you can tell the DJs who be up there doing stuff and the ones that be playing just karaoke DJing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. Enjoy your week. Thank you, Kyle. Bam. The offer is now rescinded and gone. Good luck at the draft, buddy. Danny, thank you for doing great business with me today. And welcome, Blake Corum, to the Las Vegas Horn Ducks. Ramondre Stevenson, thank you for your services. And ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. Please make sure you speak on it. We'll catch y'all next time. With much love and gratitude, Danny, LosDeemix, Speak On It Pod.